Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well. We got ourselves a music show in our Newburyport studios today, and it's a return guest out of the great city of Methuen, Kyle Erickson.
I gotta get on the move before I run out of time. Gotta get it on soon. I'm going out of my mind. I see a red light burning. I got your lips stuck in my head. Oh yeah. Gotta get home to you. I gotta catch the last train home. Yeah. A road worn around the eyes. I smell like a bar. Ears ringing, then I realize I've forgotten my guitar. Gotta load that bed up. Gotta get some alone time with my girl. Oh yeah. Gotta get home to you, but I gotta catch the last train home. You've been waiting up all night. You've been drinking alone. You've been wearing that dress I like. You've been trying to call my phone. I'm running to the station. I'm gonna buy my ticket, then I'm gone. Long gone. I'll be out late tonight, but I'll catch the last train home. Hey. I didn't make it home last night. I slept out of my car. I knew it turned into a big old fight, 'cause I got drunk at that bar. Spent all of my money. It ain't gonna get me very far. No, not far. I won't be coming home. I missed the last train home. Oh, yeah.
Nicely done, Kyle Erickson, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're just talking off the air a little bit. I said, how are things? He said, oh, good. We're about to get busy here because the weather's going to get warmer here. And it really does. But the music just kind of comes alive around here, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Once everyone's able to get outside, yeah.
Yeah. It's been how the winter and early spring been for you?
I did a lot of other things other than music.
Good.
I mean, I did a lot of writing and whatever, but I have a 99-year-old piano that somebody gifted me.
Oh my
goodness.
That
I did a refinishing job on, had it retuned, stuff like that.
That is a fun project.
It was a long project.
Yeah.
It's a baby grand piano, so it was a big job.
Damn. You didn't want to bring it in, or no?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it didn't fit in my sedan.
Oh man, that's funny because all the time I've known you, you do love to play, so that's a little different for you, taking some time off to do some writing and other projects.
Yeah, I mean, I've had an interesting couple of years. 2023 was a bit of a down year for me. I worked on a boat for a little while. That was very, very cool.
Oh, you were posting some cool videos from that, yeah. Time lapses and all that stuff.
Oh,
that was all fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that. And then last year, I worked on a different boat, same company, still in Boston.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to figure out like where music fit into my life. I was really burnt out after 2022. I was really burnt out. So anyway, I've taken some time to kind of figure out how it all works for me, rather than me, just running so hard, just working like crazy. Trying to keep up with everybody else in this town.
Yeah. I mean, I have so many people come in here and say that, like, even if they've stuck with it and made through it, like it seems like you have, so many people come in here and they're like, there were times where I was done. I didn't even like music anymore. Yeah. Like it was like, I'm going out there and I'm, and it was just, you need time away to look at yourself and reevaluate. So yeah, I get a lot of that in here, especially after those COVID days too.
Yeah.
People that had dropped everything to become full-time musicians or whatever. And then, there's nowhere to play. That was good times.
Yep.
but yeah, so that's interesting. So yeah, would you say you're rejuvenated? Did you find that love again? Or?
Definitely. Yeah. I had to figure out what I was going to do because I was running out of money. Yeah. And it was like, do I go get a real job and just, become, whatever, and music is just fun, like it's just a hobby that I have? Or do I buckle back down, start booking again, and figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it? And I did a couple open mics in like December of 24, just a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, I still love to do this.
Still love it, yeah.
I'm still good at it. It still, fills me with joy, so I figured I'd pick my emails back up again and start booking again.
Because, I mean, you mentioned that. I think so many just casual music fans don't realize that it is so much more than bringing your guitar to a place and singing for a couple hours. It's load-ins, it's load-outs, it's booking schedules, it's cancellations, it's all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
that's the stuff we joke, but that's the stuff we get paid for. We get paid to do the booking. We get paid to move all of our gear into a place and set it all up. The playing music is actually the fun part.
Yes.
We've said this before. I feel like I have deja vu right now talking about this, but it's all the other stuff that we like to get paid for.
Yeah.
The music is just the fun part.
When you go to like an open mic like that, it must be kind of cool, and maybe it hits you when you're up there like, man, I got the songs, which is kind of cool because you do. I mean, you've played them in here, you've released albums and singles and come in here and played, and so I imagine you're playing those at an open mic, and maybe that you get good feedback on that, and you're like, yeah, I probably don't give up on those things yet, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is nice to go to open mics because there's a lot of, and like I went out in Lowell the other night to go see a couple bands play, and like you realize like there's talent, like there's a lot of people that are really good at it.
Yeah.
And it's really just about like who's willing to work as hard as the next guy or the next girl in order to get the gig. Like, there's a ton of talent, and it's really just about like who's willing to work the hardest.
And what I have found with musicians too is, so many of them are just naturally generous because they, that's so much of that to get onto that platform. It's like, you want to be good to people, you want to play, it's a joyous experience, all that stuff. And sometimes it can be hard to say no,
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like, I can't take that gig because I can't tonight or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's maybe you have found that at times too when you're playing so many dates, right?
I didn't do a lot of that. I tried to say yes as much as humanly possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I started during COVID, so I didn't have a pre-COVID idea of what the music industry was around here. So when people called me, I didn't have anything else to do, so I just said yes to everything, and that's why 2022 was so jam-packed, was because like I was doing 2 gigs every single Thursday, and then like my weekends were full. It was insane.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to say no. And I mean, these days there's definitely more of a like, do I actually want that gig? Is it gonna pay me back in a way?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be fun? Am I gonna enjoy it?
Yeah.
All of that stuff goes into it.
And
now.
we all know some places are just better to artists than others, right?
Absolutely.
Is that just a pain in the ass? Is it going to be a pain in the ass day? Do I really want that?
Exactly.
We will do no names of places from that perspective, unless you really want to. I guess I don't really care, but
there aren't many of them.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, people are really good, but there are places there are venues that are better than others.
Yeah. The ones that I've heard bad stories about, and I do know them, I have found that most of them are like, they just don't know any better. Sure. Maybe they've just started music or they don't really know. And then but I feel like once you've had people explain it to you, what all goes into it and why we do it that way, or why, I'm not a musician, that's not, but why musicians charge that, or why they, it's like that, they tend to get it, I think. It's the ones that do know better that really annoy us.
True. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But anyway, Kyle Erickson joining us here live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. So how many songs would you say you've written there in that little time for you? Are they all for release, or are some of them just for you, or you don't know yet?
That's a great question. I definitely have written a few over the last year that have been just for me. Mm-hmm. I wrote 2 as a gift for a friend, and it does annoy me a little bit because they're really good songs.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of that. I like the idea of having songs that are just for me, or just for me and one other person.
Sure.
That the world will never hear.
When you say gift, you mean like another musician to go play? Or do you mean
No,
like
so
literally like a...
Yeah, so I wrote them as like a birthday gift.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I was like, these will never be recorded. These are just for you.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And
Can I have that one back?
basically, I know there have been times where I'm like, can I just play? I just want to play it one night. Can I play it one night? Can I just record like an acoustic version of it? Come on, please. But no, it is very, very cool. To have songs like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of it, like even the songs that I've recorded and put out, there are pieces of those songs that people will never know exactly what those lyrics are about. Like my therapist knows.
Yeah.
And he geeks out on that. We geek out. He'll be like, oh, this line, and he knows all the backstories of all the songs. So he's able to geek out with me, but nobody else is able to, and that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, no, I always love those some of those mystery songs where even like the artists at the top of their game, they'll say, oh yeah, maybe it is about that, or maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't it be both?
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. We'll play another one here. You want to keep going with one? Again, Kyle Erickson here in our Newburyport studios. We get ourselves a music show here in our Newburyport studios. We're starting to roll out the spring shows here, so I think we're about to get a whole lot of music shows in here because, as we've been talking about, it gets busy this time of year on the music front. So again, thank you to Mae for doing all the hard work behind the scenes. Kyle Erickson, live at Drew's house.
Does it ever end? Working on myself, drinking numbs the pain, but it never ends. When I can feel it bend, I push it down again. Wonder who's to blame, but I can feel it bend. Play these cards outright, don't lose your mind. I know what I should do, pretend I'm fine. What do I need when there's nowhere left to go? What do I see out here on the road? I've been running too long, chasing this silver and gold. I think I'll run a little while longer. I could do it again, hard as it may be. I may never leave, but I could bleed again. I'm begging for relief, the people never stay, and the liquor doesn't play. I'm losing my belief. Take my hands to work, don't think a thing. Break myself apart just to write this and sing. What do I need when there's nowhere left to go? What do I see out here on the road? I've been running too long, chasing this silver and gold. I think I'll run a little while longer. I think I'll run a little while longer. I think I'll run a little while longer.
Nicely done, Kyle Erickson, live at Drew's house. When the horns are honking from the parking lot, they really just like the song.
Yeah,
that's all that means.
Yeah.
That's all that means. Very good. Kyle Erickson, live at Drew's house. Very nice. Sounding good in the room here, man.
Thank you.
Been a little while, right? It feels, always feel like home when you come back, yes?
Always, yeah. And I love being here early.
It is, yeah. It is early for a...
It's not really that early.
For your line of work, it tends to be. I've had people that struggle with it more than others.
Also true.
Yeah, I once had somebody say it might have been it was like a 3:00 show.
Oh wow.
It wasn't that early. And the guy looked at me, and he's a good guy. I know him well now, but he looked at me. He goes, "Ooh, I don't know if I like this at this time. We got to push this back a little bit next time." And I was like, "You're really struggling, huh? It's 3 p.m. Come on."
Yeah.
But again,
Well, when we start at 9 p.m. usually,
Yeah.
it's like I get the whole day to warm up my voice. And
Sure,
everything.
yeah.
When I got to fly in here at 11:30, it's like, did I warm up in the car? I'm not sure.
well, you're sounding good. Very nice. The when you play a 9 to 12, what time would you say? I mean, depending on the ride, but like, when you play a 9 to 12 gig, are you out of there? Do you try to be out of there by like 1? Like, is it that impossible sometimes?
Yeah, it's tough. It depends how the gig went.
Yeah.
If the gig was long and hard, I like to hang out and decompress for a little while,
Yeah.
have a drink
Before you hit the
before I break all my stuff down and hit the road.
Yeah.
And it's also like, if it's a full band gig and I've brought all my speakers and everything,
Yeah.
it's usually a slow, methodical teardown where I, set everything up so that I can get it in the car in the right way and everything like that. So, but it does tend to take me longer to set up than to break down. So
Okay.
at the end of the night, it can, if I'm motivated to get out of there, it can take me 45 minutes and I'm out of there.
Fair enough. Very good. I'm always curious about that because I've seen there's different dynamics too. Some people love to, they'll make sure they've shaken every hand if everybody might want to, and other people are like, don't get in their way. You can tell they want to get home and get to bed or wherever they're going. Very good. But again, Maeve Power, thank you so much for producing this show today. As always, we appreciate you, Maeve, doing all the hard work. Well, I get to interview interesting people and listen to music. Speaking of gigs, we should talk about one coming up here in Newburyport. You've got your Tuesday gig here at the Newburyport Brewing Company. Very exciting.
Yeah, Tuesday. They're doing like Acoustic Tuesday over there.
Nice.
April 15th. I love playing over there.
Yeah.
I don't play there enough, but every time I go, people are there to listen to music. Like they know that music is part of the program.
Yeah.
So like, I get to play new tunes that nobody's heard, and I get to play my own stuff, which is cool.
Yeah, it is a hangout listening room like every night. There's no TVs at the Newburyport Brewing Company, you know?
Yeah. Everybody's just there to hang.
The Red Sox game is not on.
Yeah, right.
The last few years, it never should have been on. But no, that's cool. Have you been there since they, what they got there now? The pickleball, you know what I'm going to say?
I haven't been there yet.
I've actually heard, because I know a lot of musicians were concerned, it's such a great listening room, putting pickleball courts, not exactly the quietest of sports. And I've actually heard from musicians that, no, it's great because the only real difference is you get more people that come out.
For sure.
And you catch their ear, and they want to stick around and maybe have a drink after pickleball or whatever and hang. So it's really, and it hasn't affected the music part of it, and it's just maybe brought more people in. So I think it's a good thing for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is cool. And you can play if you want afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah, that's also true. My mom loves pickleball.
Oh yeah.
She'll be around for sure. We'll probably get a game. I love this idea. Thanks for bringing that up.
There you go. Yeah, I think the whole brewery idea with pickleball is like kind of kitchen fire. It's not. You've probably seen more than I have. Maybe have you seen a few of those out there?
I mean, It used to be cornhole. There used to be a cornhole, game at every brewery.
Yep.
And pickleball has just exploded in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to play pickleball now.
It is crazy.
It is kind of genius.
It is.
They have the space. That's the thing. In the back there.
Yeah.
They had all that space.
Yeah.
To do whatever they wanted to it.
And I mean, pickleball takes up. I think they put 2 courts back there. They're 2 really nice courts.
It's awesome.
So yeah, they rotate games in, and it's still like the hangout vibe. They got the. People will go in, get a beer, listen to you, and then go talk at a table with their friends while they wait for their game or whatever. So it's kind of that sort of thing. If you haven't seen it, it's a Tuesday night's a great time to go check out the whole environment. What time are you playing?
Playing at I think
it's usually 6 to 9 over there. But
I am playing 6 to 8.
6 to 8, okay.
How do you like that?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Would you break on a 6 to 8?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to get a new beer at some point.
Yes. If you see him empty-handed too.
Yeah. That's a good point too.
They
will play for beer.
That's right. That's everybody knows that feeling, especially at the beginning, right?
100%.
Again, Kyle Erickson in the house here. Anything else going on schedule-wise that we should know about here in the? You're just getting busy for summer and all that stuff.
Getting busy for the summer. I do have another gig on Saturday the 19th in Gloucester.
Okay.
That's one of those rooms that I like to play a
Which one?
lot. It's called Drift.
Oh, I've been to Drift.
It's in downtown Gloucester. They've treated me really, really well.
So you
but
play
also,
Drift is like the martini bar, right? They got good martinis,
they got a good. They make a really good espresso martini,
which is what I get there. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're stupid good. And it's a smaller room. I brought my band, my full band one time. And we get loud. And everyone was having a good time and whatever. And at the end, one of the owners came up to me and he was like, "Look, it was a little loud." He was like, "You guys are great. It's a little loud." And I was like, "Totally cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for communicating." And then I was like, you know what? In this case, instead of trying to play rock and roll at a reasonable volume, I'll just bring a different group.
Yeah.
We'll just play the same songs. We'll just play them in a different way.
Yeah.
And then nobody has to feel like they're holding back and playing quiet and whatever. We can play at our normal volume. It just won't be as loud.
A little scaled down, yeah.
And so I bring a fiddle player now. I got a harmonica player come in on Saturday, next Saturday. I love that room so much because they let me be creative and do the stuff that I want to do.
That is cool.
I can play my own tunes. It's great.
I've been in that room a bit, and I've never actually been when they've had music. I could see the stage. I can see where they would do it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're going to kind of go all in on music. Have you got that sense from them?
I think it's definitely part of their identity at this point, especially during the summer.
More of a summer,
when they get that late night, kids around Gloucester bar hopping, whatever. Because that downtown area has a lot going on, and so in the summer, everyone can just walk around and whatever.
Never mind though. What's their big weekend there? That they have the Gloucester where they do the greasy pole.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
I'm a Danvers boy. They used to be our rivals.
Oh, really?
Gloucester. Yeah, it's weird. Kind of strange because we're not like that. I mean, it's all North Shore, but they're not like the touching towns are like Beverly, Salem, which of course have their own rivalries. But we were always Gloucester for whatever reason, and I always felt like a little bit. It's not like right down the street for us, but
Sure.
I guess we're serious rivals.
You seem to have some feelings about this.
No.
Would you like
I will tell you one story about Gloucester. So I'm a reporter in Boston too. I had to do it's funny you led me here. I had to do a news story. It was I literally went around middle of the day, like noontime, hustling to Gloucester because a boat had sunk. It hit something and it was sinking.
Sure.
It was a happy story. Like two guys, all good, saved the dog. The dog they all climbed out. Yada yada.
Wow.
But the thing caught fire, hit something, all that bad stuff, and was sinking in the harbor. So as I get there, I hustle there. As I get there, they're pulling this thing out of the water.
Yeah.
And I do what reporters do. Did you guys happen to see it? Usually that's a very harmless question. And I was wearing something Danvers. I don't know if it was a hat or a shirt, but it wasn't BZ. It was just a Danvers thing.
Sure.
And this guy would just if you could picture some of that port attitude, maybe there's a little bit of it here in Newburyport from time to time. But the guy looks at me from when I said that. I go, "Did you guys see it?" And he goes, "Who's asking?"
Oh my God.
And I was like, "Me, I work for the news, I'm looking for a sign, buddy." He goes, "Ha, the news." And I go, have I offended you in some sort of way? And his friend just looked at whatever was next to him, and he looks at him and he goes, and they both walked away. And I was like, what in the world? And that was the only thing I could have thought of was that I was wearing a Danvers thing, and maybe that's all.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I can't even believe it.
I was like, that's a weird start to a story.
High school rivalry. This dude's 40 years old, and he's like, "No, I don't talk to that guy. He's from Danvers."
Yeah. He's telling everybody. He's like, he's Danvers guy. Danvers news guy.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. That's my last Gloucester story. My little Gloucester attitude. But mostly you people are fantastic in Gloucester. Except for that one guy who was having a bad day.
It's hilarious.
Maybe it was his boat and I didn't know it. Maybe I was really talking to the right guy.
Ooh.
It wasn't his boat. He was just being a
fine.
We're just having a rough morning. All right. So there you go. You led me down a good story. People want to find you, Instagram, all that stuff. Throw whatever you want to share.
Yeah, Instagram at Kyle Erickson Music. Please do go follow me because I'm trying to do the thing.
There you go.
People have been listening more on Spotify. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, stuff like that.
Nice.
It's starting to grow a little bit, which is good. And I'm like writing the best music of my career right now.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you took some time for yourself. I'm glad you're back on the horse, so to speak.
Me too.
You want to bring us home with one here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Love it. Kyle Erickson, thank you, everybody. Live at Drew's house. Thank you, Maeve. We appreciate you. See you next time. Peace.
Something about the waves and the water. Maybe it's the reason that I wander. Years and years of trouble for tomorrow, but I can catch my breath in the middle of the ocean. Stay inside with all the lights, or outside with the ebb and tide. I used to know what the future holds, used to chase horizons. I used to be more than flesh and bone, used to climb the shrouds. Now I'm haunted, I'm wanted, I am lost. Perhaps I was a pirate in a previous life. When I've been boarded, I've endured the mutiny, even been marooned, but it wasn't lonely. And I've made friends with demons, and it's funny, I have more in common with the unholy. I've been learning how to fight so I can take back what was mine. I used to know what the future holds, used to chase horizons. I used to be more than flesh and bone, used to climb the shrouds. Now I'm haunted, I'm wanted, I am lost. Perhaps I was a pirate in a previous life. In a previous life.